This Sabbath is called Shabbat HaGadol, the great Sabbath. So what it means? What is Gadol? Great. But what Sabbath has to do with great? What is the greatness about this Sabbath? So a lot of explanation. Maybe in Wikipedia you can see. But what I'm going to speak about now are about letters. And the letters are what is Gadol, what is great, what is behind these letters, which basically have the same two letters, Gimel Daled of Agoda. So let us see it. I'm not a drawer, a painter, but still, this is what you are going to see here just now. So maybe it is upside down. Now you can see the word Agada in the center, Gimel Daled. Then Gadol, you can see Gimel Daled, the first letters, Gimel Daled. Then we know that Gimel has the Gematria of 3, and Daled has the Gematria of 4. The first letter in Zalef is the first one. Then what more? In Hebrew, Gimel, the letter Gimel is like Gamol, giving, granting, and the Dalet is like Dalet, door. So what it means, what is behind? So what we are going to speak about is about these letters and the connection between the Gadol, Shabbat HaGadol, what is greatness about this Shabbat, and what is the letters Gimel Dalet, which are in those two words, and what they mean. So, to speak about all of it takes a long time, but we discuss. So definitely everything have to do with the Agoda. My Agoda, Secret of the Agoda, came in many editions. And in Hebrew, this is my Agoda in Hebrew, okay, Historian B'Agada. Also, very interesting one because I brought a lot of ideas connected with the Hebrew letters, because the Hebrew letters is the basis of creation. So let us now discuss about what are the letter Gimel, what is Agadol, and what is the connection with Shabbat HaGadol, the great Sabbath. So, as it is known, the Sabbath is called Shabbat HaGadol, this one before Pesach. Simple meaning written in the commentator of our rabbis, that this is because of the great miracle which happened. We know the Jews had to slaughter, to sacrifice a lamb, which was at that time the idol of Egypt, the god of Egypt. So when they saw Jews on Sabbath, normally they keep Sabbath, buying this, they understood something wrong here. What is it suddenly on Sabbath, before they did not desecrate us? We know the story, Moses. So they asked questions, so the Jews said, yes, we are going to come out of Egypt in a few days, exactly which is really this year. Sabbath is the 10th one, it's at that time of Nisan. And coming out of Egypt was on Thursday, which is Pesach, and Thursday, the same time, no? Hoping that the same thing will happen to you. We get out from this exile of Edom, Europe, States, and the Arabs. So, interesting phenomena. The same days. So, Sabbath is a great Sabbath because it was a great miracle at that time, because it is known that the Egyptians heard about Jews are going to slaughter their God and could not do anything. It was a great miracle. So this is a simple meaning of the word Gadol, the great Sabbath. But let us go into it through the Hebrew letters, and you see how rich is the Hebrew letters. So that is why I wrote so many books. Hebrew source of languages, letters of fire, a lot of books. You can see it in the internet, Amazon, Kindle, Glazersonbooks.com. All to show the greatness of the Hebrew language, the letter with which the word was created. So let us now start, and again show you not in the drawing, but exactly remember the letters that I'm going to speak about, mainly two letters. Here, let us see now. So, again, you have the letter Agada is vector, but you have A, Gimel, Dalet, A, Agoda. And you have Gadol, you see the Gimel, Dalet in both verses. And the Gimel have the Gematria of 3 and Dalet, the 4 together, 7. And the meaning of the word Gimel is granting, giving. By the way, interesting phenomena I brought in my book, Hebrew Source of Language, that many English words, like Hebrew, in Hebrew start with Gimel. Just so you understand why Gimel, Gadol, Gavoa, and Gomel, granting. In English, the same thing, greatness, giving, genius, no, a lot. So there is some connection, because in Hebrew the letter Gimel means giving, ligmol, especially Gmilut Chasadim, love and kindness, which is giving to the poor, which is exactly the letter Gimel Dalet. So let us now discussing the idea behind Gimel Dalet, what is Agada, what is Gadol, what is the connection, what is going on, and what is Agada, the Hey, in the beginning, Gimel Dalet, and Hey. So let us start with those letters, Gimel Dalet, the third and the fourth letter in the alphabet, and what our rabbis tell us about these two letters in Tractate Sabbath, 104. So they say the following: the letter Gimel represents giving, as we said. Gamol in Hebrew is to give, especially to give to the poor. And Dalet in Hebrew, Dal is poor. Dalet is door. What is the connection between door and poor? Because normally poor people are knocking on the doors to get some tzedakah money, right? So Dalet represents basically poverty, poor, and Gimel Dalet means Gimal, Gomel Dalim, giving, granting to the poor. Gimel Dalet. So, basically, the idea of Gimel Dalet is giving to the poor. But there are also other kind of poor people, not people who don't have money. People who don't know about Judaism, don't know about Torah, don't know about spiritual values, creation of the world, spiritual, like giving, which means teaching people, also giving to the poor, pity poor people who don't know. It's a great pity on them, so you have to help them also. So Gimel Dalet, also giving to the poor spiritually, teaching them. This is what we see in the word Gadol in Hebrew. The word Gadol, if you remember, again, to show you, Gadol, it's upside down, but you see Gadol, you have Gimel, Dalet, Vav and Lamed. It means basically the Gimel and the Dalet, Vav and Lamed. Now what is Lamed? In Hebrew, Lamed is Lomed, learning or teaching, Lelamed or Lilmod. So what is greatness? So greatness in our tradition is not that greatness is a great man, very high, this is a great thing, no? Greatness, our rabbis tell us, it means it's Kabbalah. Greatness is the attribute of loving kindness. Those who daven 3 times a day, Jews said, every morning, Lecha Hashem Agdula, Agvura, Tiferet, mentioning the 7 spheres, Gdula, greatness, which is loving kindness, Gvura is strength, and then Tiferet, glory, and so on, eternity, all the 7 spheres. The 7 spheres are the planets that, if you saw this Tuesday night, the sky, if you saw the planets there, yeah? You saw Jupiter and Mars, you saw, I think Uranus also, Saturn, you saw Venus and Mercury, I don't know if you saw the moon, maybe the moon also, and Earth you did not see, but you were on Earth. Basically, these are the 7 spheres, which are the 7 planets. Jupiter the big one. Also, by the way, Jupiter was created with the letter Gimel, because the letter Gimel represents greatness, yeah? So, Jupiter Tzedek, Abraham was born, according to our rabbis in Tractate Sabbath, was born under Tzedek. Jupiter is Tzedek, because Jupiter represents really this attribute of giving and helping others, yeah? You know, very good one. It's a sign of Sagittarius. Good. So, greatness really is helping, loving kindness, teaching. And Gadol is teaching, giving to the poor, Lamed, Limud, teaching him, learning him, studying. This is exactly greatness. Yeah. Yeah, not greatness inside, not this, but greatness in spiritual values. Amazing. So this is Gadol, right? Our rabbis tell us something very interesting, even the shape of the letters. You cannot see it, maybe it's backward, yeah? But if you look properly, and the letter Gimel and Daled, yeah, Gimel is like a man with his leg is forward, yeah? So Gimel, giving, granting, the letter of it, Gimel, is exactly the shape of a man whose leg, his foot is on the go, yeah? Have to do with Gimel also. So to give, you have to go. So to whom is going to the poor? He's not waiting for the poor to knock on his door, but he's a good man. He looks for people that can help them. He has money, and he can teach people. Yeah, so he's going to find out where he can help and he can give, spiritually, physically. This is a good person. The English word good. In Hebrew, if you put the letter Gimel Dalet and 3 dots under, you have good. Yeah, so English good, and God also, really God is good. Coming for the Hebrew, Gimel Dalet, yeah. No. So, a good person is somebody who is going to the doors of poor people to help them. There is somebody who is the opposite, is going first to find givers. Is not so good, yeah, because the idea is that the giver will go to this. So somebody who goes around to look for people to give, is like the fish. The fish also at the time open his mouth going around. No, what to look for more water? But he's going around with the open mouth to look where he can put something in his mouth. So how the fish is called in Hebrew? Dag. Dag, exactly the opposite for God. Why? Because a good person is going to the poor to help. But now, unfortunately, people who have to look for giver. Yeah. The giver don't come to them, you have to look for givers. So this is Dalet Gimel. Dalet is the poor one looking for a giver, and the fish is example for it. First, there is another example also, the God, the dog. Many people are surprised, what dog and God, the same letter, what is going on here? Yeah, so the answer is simple. Because the dog, it's in the Bible, they're barking, have, give. All the time they are hungry, always looking for food. Have, Kileb, like they are, not satisfied. Yeah? So, there is a verse which says, Aklavim lo yisbar, in the Bible, dogs are not satisfied, not full. So this is why the dog is called dog, like the dog, because he's like a dog, he's a poor one for looking for a giver. But the idea is to be Gimel Dalet. Yeah, to be a good person. Yeah, to go in the way of God. Yeah, to be good like God. The word was written for giving, for chesed, very famous verse which says, Olam chesed yibane. God created the word for loving kindness, to help people. This is the purpose. So we see that the Gimel Dalet represent giving to the poor, goodness, and especially spiritual thing, Lamed, learning, like Gimal Dalet Gadol. So now you understand a little bit what this Shabbos Gadol means. Sabbath Gadol means really learning, teaching, understanding the loving kindness of God, taking out from Egypt, bringing out to the land of Israel. So Gdula, as we saw that the sphere of loving kindness is called Gdula. Lecha Shema Gdula, loving kindness. So Pesach, all the basis of Pesach is Passover, you give over. Gimal Dalet, you give over. Yeah. But Passover, really, the learning, the teaching, the faith in God, yeah, this is really Shabbat HaGadol is a time of learning. We say the Agode. Now, what is the Agode? Also, you have in the center of the word Agode, yeah, if you remember, yeah, it's upside down, unfortunately, like this better, but this is really Agode. You can see A in the beginning, A in the end, but in the middle, Gimal Dalet. Because all the idea of the Agode is to give over what happened to us, all the miracles, all the story of Jews coming from Egypt to what they are now. Gimal Dalet, yeah. What's the A, the first and the last day we discussed the letters of God. We understand what they mean. So you see that the connection between Agode Gimal Dalet and Gadol Gimal Dalet, because both of them represent giving over. Yeah, giving over. Now, the idea of the Agode, we know quite well. It is really, we have our children, and who are those? Those are the four sons in the Agode. And you have three forefathers. We have three forefathers and four sons in the Agode. We mentioned them. Yeah. Three represent really the givers, Gimal, givers. Those are the fathers. Also, the Gematria of Ab, of father, is three, Gimal. The purpose of a father is to give over. This is why wise people also are called fathers. Pirkei Avot, ethics of the fathers. No, not our father, but the teachers, the rabbis. So, three, Gimal represents the givers. Why Dalet, the poor, represent the recipients, which are the four sons in the Agada. We have four sons. Yeah. And the father tells them what happened in Egypt, the miracles God did to us, what is the Torah, and so on. To each one of these sons with different character, telling them exactly what Pesach is, what Jews are, what is the history of Jews, what happened in Egypt, what is the purpose of creation, God, everything. So, in fact, the idea of the three and the four, you have also three fathers, which Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and four mothers also recipients. But basically, the idea is the Agode is giving the children, teaching the children about all Jewish history, about God, about Gimal Dalet. So basically, this is behind the word Agode. Now, what is the A and what is the last day? First one. So this has to do with Kabbalah. But in a simple way, simple Kabbalah, we know that God name have two A. We have two A, beginning A in the end. In the beginning, you have Vav and Yud, yeah, Yud in the beginning. But in fact, the name Havaya, normally, this is the way when we refer to God Havaya, which is existence, the same letters, right? But in Yud Kevavke, in the name of God is Yud, in the beginning Yud Kevavke, but Havaya about the existence of the word, whatever is Havaya, the same letter, but A in the beginning, Vav, Yud in the middle, and A in the end. Basically, as you see just now, this is also the word of Agadah. Why? Because the letter Gimal, if you will see properly, in the book of the Sefer Torah, the letter Gimel, is built up of two letters, like everything almost in the letters in the scroll. In the Hebrew, have two letters, like Vav, Gimel is Vav, and Yud down. So basically, if you take the Vav into two letters, you have Havaya. Yeah, A, Vav, Yud, yeah, A, and then the Vav and the Yud of God name is Gimel. Yeah, and if you take the Vav, it's the real Gimel. So, because the letter Gimel, Vav is like the pipe, the channel, and Yud represents the coins, the money that one gives. So, Yud is Chokhmah, wisdom that is teaching. This is Gimel, giving really, Chokhmah, money, physical, spiritual. So basically, Havaya in Hebrew is using the name of God. So we don't say Yud Kevav, we say Havaya, the name of Havaya. So Havaya have exactly this idea, A in the beginning and A in the end. So, like a God. So what is the idea? Because the letter Hey, Kabbalistically represents the sphere of understanding. And the letter A represents the sphere of kingdom. Basically is recipient. Kingdom is the sphere which represents recipient, and the A represents understanding. So basically, in the word Agoda, you have the idea of understanding and kingdom, which is really, kingdom is David, this is a kingdom which gets all this atmosphere, you can say all those powers, really energies from the spheres, they get it and spread it over. So it's very interesting to see this phenomena, definitely. And this is Agoda. Agoda is connection, connecting us with the spheres, which are the basis of creation. And those are the Hebrew letter, Bereshit bara Elokim et. In the beginning, God created the Aleph, Bet, and on this He built up the whole world. So let us go back into this idea. So when we speak about Shabbat HaGadol, we speak about Shabbat of loving kindness. Shabbat we prepare for Pesach by teaching our children, by teaching people, learning Lamed. This is Gadol. Now what Gadol is? Gadol, you have the letter Vav. Vav represents, according to Kabbalah, knowledge. Vav, the letter Vav represents knowledge. And this is exactly what one should do in Shabbat HaGadol, teaching, like Pesach, preparation for Pesach. So this is the idea of Gadol, Shabbat HaGadol, the Sabbath of teaching, of learning, giving over to our children about our history. Then if you look more into those letters, Gimel, Dalet, which is 3 and 4, because 3 and 4 represent almost giving, the giver and the recipient. Now this you can see in everything. In everything you can see this build-up of 3 and 4. If you look in the sky, for instance, on Tuesday, you saw the planets. Now the planets, according to our rabbis, represent the sphere. Jupiter represents Abraham, Mars, Isaac, the sun, Jacob, eternity, Netzach, Venus, Moses, and you should see my book about the zodiac. Then you have Mercury, which is odd, Aaron. Then you have the sword, Joseph, righteous one. And then Earth, this is Malachut, David. So basically they are also built up on the same way. 3 givers and 4 recipients. Jupiter, Mars, Sun, or even if you take Chokhmah, Binah, Vadat, wisdom, which is Saturn, Uranus, Saturn, also giving Chokhmah, Binah, Vadat, or Chesed, Gvura, Tiferet, giving to whom? To the 4. 3 and 4. In music, anybody who knows music, you know that you have Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, I think you have ABC, but in Israel, we learn playing, so they told me Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, So you have Do, Re, Mi, the 3, fa, sol, la, si. Except the recipient, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si. In fact, this is also 3 and 4. 3 and 4. Avram, Isaac, and Jacob, we say. So this is the idea. So Gimal Dalet, the giving and the recipient, you see in everything, in music, in the stars, and maybe in the atom also. You have the proton and the electron and neutron, or maybe Chokhmah Bina Vadat. You know that the scientific world is exactly like the Kabbalistic world. Today, more and more one can see it. Today, a lot of scientists would like to learn Kabbalah because somehow they see the connection between it. Yeah. So, coming back to this Shabbos, Shabbat Agadol, a great Shabbos. Okay, it was a great miracle. Many interesting explanations what Gadol is, why Shabbos is great. But it's great according to what we see now, because this is really the beginning, preparation for Shabbos. The main idea of Pesach is Pesach. Interesting. Rabbi is the clue yourself. Pesach is Pesach. You have to speak. You have to speak a lot, but telling the story about Egypt to your children. Try to connect your children with the history of Judaism. The most important Passover is Pesach, when parents and children sitting together. Difficult to maybe today, but we see. People who kept Pesach properly, so up till now, for many generations, are still Jews, still keep Torah. Those who did not, so it takes the Reform, for example. The Reform, the first generation, some connection. The second one, the third one, if you look at third generation of Reform people, you will not find any Judaism there. So this is the fact, because if there are no connections from all the generations for parts of this, when people cut the connection between the past and the future, it is a disaster. No. So those who kept the tradition, keep Shabbat Agadol, Pesach, telling exactly the children, proper education, what is our history, from where our forefathers came, about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, our forefathers, about foremothers, all history. So this is the idea of Agodah. This is the idea of Shabbat Agadol. This is why both of them have the letter Gimal Dalet. Okay? This is the most important. And Lamed is learning, teaching. And all of them are connected with the sphere, understanding, and kingdom. Like we see everything. So, yes, I said, there's so much more to speak about Gimal and Dalet, besides the idea giving and taking, which is really the basis of creation, yes? Giver and recipient, and everything, science and everything. Without connection between them, this is the atom, this is the end, So only the connection between those elements of the atom, of everything, of life, of family, this keeps them together. If not, you try to separate them, this is the destruction, This is the destruction of everything. So as I said, there's so much behind Hebrew letters. That's what I did in my book, Letters of Fire. Hebrew source of languages, to show that all languages come from Hebrew, right? And this is the most important, definitely, thing that we have to understand, to appreciate. This is Pesach. Pesach is Pesach, speaking about our history, about everything, mainly connected with our children, all these things. And this is what will bring us to redemption, to Messiah. We need it so much. Maybe this Pesach, this Passover will ever do, because really exactly the same time like it was in Egypt. And you see what is going on now, not at all simple with Iran and so on. A lot of YouTube about situation. But about the Hebrew language, my Agoda, Secret of the Agoda, came out in many editions in Russian, in Hebrew definitely, and shows exactly what are the idea of Passover through the Hebrew letters. On Pesach also we can speak a lot what is Pei of Pesach, mouth, and what is Sach, the Ari HaKadosh says, Sach is the gematria of 68 life. This is the speech, the power of speaking, which is the source of life. So we have to be very careful who speaks, no Lashon Hara, no wrong words. Yeah. Speech is the basis of everything. The world was created with speech, Baruch Elokim. So let us have a great Shabbat HaGadol, the great Shabbos, Shabbos of giving, of granting. Exactly those letters, unbelievable. But everything in Hebrew, Gimal, gives, giving, granting. What in English means giving, granting, and so if there's some connection maybe to do with Hebrew, give, maybe have. So, let us say the kosher Pesach, the great Shabbat HaGadol, and hoping that really we repent, we'll keep the Torah, we'll appreciate the Torah. The Torah is the basis of creation. The Torah kept the Jewish nation up to now. And the Satan with this government of Lapid and Lieberman, this is the Satan which want to break the Judaism, not keeping Shabbos, and not keeping many important basis commandments, which was the basis of Judaism. But it's the Satan, the Satan, the darkness is very, very strong before the morning. They are very famous. That's what is going to do in Israel today. Yeah, all this finding terrible situations from all sides, left, right, middle, This is all this terrible darkness. In Kabbalah is written in Hebrew darkness is choshech, chet shin kaf. So Kabbalah says that choshech, as the first letter, chet is chamor, shin is shor, ox, donkey, it's ox, and kaf is keleb, dog. What are these three? These are three symbols. Chamor, materialism, and shor, the shor is called the king of the oxen, of the animals, of the shor represents pride. It's pride. Yeah, chamor is materialism, lust, and shin is pride. This is what we have today, the combination of pride, yeah, מצעד הגאווה, the parade of lust, גאווה. Okay, we're not going to it, but it's a combination exactly between the shor and the chamor. In positive way, the shor represents son of Joseph, and chamor, son of David. But in negative, this is, and Caleb is a dog, this is Amalek. Erev was, mixed Matityahu. Those are who bring darkness to the world. Yeah, because unfortunately people put too much emphasis on lust, on physical materialism. And this is the darkness of the world, yeah. So before the coming of Messiah, about the light, before the morning, before the light, so darkness is very strong because the Satan, all these Satans, feel that the end is coming. So, what a man, you can see. If somebody is going to die, so he's jumping, he's bed and so on, try to do everything to remain alive, but no, the end is coming. The same thing here also. When the Satan feels that the end is coming, so it becomes mad, it is unbelievable. Look what is going in Israel, it's unbelievable, this demonstration, this is... This is a sign that we are very, very near to the morning, to the Messiah, to the light, to happiness and joy. And Pesach, Passover, will pass over this situation and we'll have happiness, joy in our life. So have a kosher Shabbat HaGadol and a kosher Pesach. In Mayagod, the secret of Pesach, we spoke a lot about this idea of what is behind the words, the letters of Pesach. Pesach is mouth which speaks. The mouth which speaks Hebrew letters. So, important lecture, and we'll give you some insight into what is Shabbat HaGadol, what is Passover. Hoping that really this Pesach will have Messiah and Elijah coming and save us, bring happiness and joy to the whole world.